Should your name be on this envelope? It should if you or someone you love is age 50 to 80, and it will be addressed to you if you call now for this important information. Free information about a life insurance policy designed especially for men and women age 50 to 80. Life insurance with no physical examination and no medical questions. You cannot be turned down regardless of your health or for any reason. And your premium will be $6.95 a month and will never increase. Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company wants to send you the important information in this envelope, and it's free. So if you're age 50 to 80 and thought it would be difficult to buy life insurance, shouldn't you call now? Here's the number.
For free information in the mail, call 800-446-3500. This is a free call, 800-446-3500.
This is Governor Tom Kean. The Children's Trust Fund fights child abuse, but we need your support. Help us help the children.
Governor Casey's bypass recovery, a Health Watch report Monday.
This week, Siskel and Ebert review Matthew Broderick as a young Army recruit in Neil Simon's Biloxi Blues. Alan Alda and Anne Margaret are divorcees moving back into the singles world in a new life. And John Hurd and Sonia Braga star in Robert Redford's new film, The Milagro Beanfield War. It's all coming up next on Siskel and Ebert.
I didn't know it was going to be this hot. This is really hot. Hey, watch out for the pole! Never got this hot in Brooklyn. It's like Africa hot. Tarzan couldn't take this kind of hot.
Matthew Broderick is in basic training in Mississippi in Neil Simon's World War II reminiscent, Biloxi Blues. That's one of 5 new movies we'll be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert. I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune.
And I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. Our first movie is named Biloxi Blues, and this is another chapter in the stage and screen autobiography that Neil Simon started with Brighton Beach Memoirs and is continuing now on Broadway with Broadway Bound. This second film in the series tells the story of how the hero, a would-be writer named Eugene, was shipped down to Mississippi for basic training during World War II and how he went through the usual and inevitable rites of manhood there, ceremonies which we all know from 100 other basic training movies. A lot of the movie is narrated by Matthew Broderick, who stars as the northern kid who doesn't like the Army very much.
Jesus, I'm dripping wet. It's like a steam bath. I don't know if I can stay here if it's going to be this hot.
I should have joined the Navy. Navy's cooler. Navy's for homos.
I pictured the Army different. I pictured a lot of donuts and USO dancing.
Okay, now, let's count the inevitable and obligatory basic training scenes. There is the joke about the toilet facilities.
We don't have any bathrooms on this base. You doubt my veracity?
You know why you got a problem, Epstein? Because I have to go real bad now, son. You got a problem because you don't know Army terminology. The place where a U.S. soldier goes to defecate is called a latrine.
And, of course, the big scene in which the kid loses his virginity to a local hooker.
You like the left side or the right?
If we do it right, hon, we're going to use both sides. You come to Mama night.
Would it be okay if we didn't use the word mama? Makes me think of my mother, and that sort of kills it.
And, needless to say, his romance with a nice local girl.
Do you like writing?
Yeah, it's what I hope to be one day.
Will you write about dancing with me tonight?
Yeah, probably.
Great. Then if you ever become a famous writer, I'll be immortalized.
That was Penelope Ann Miller there as Daisy, the girl he falls in love with. And earlier, you might have seen Christopher Walken as the drill sergeant. It wasn't the cliches that bothered me so much about Biloxi Blues as the overall aimlessness and lack of purpose of this movie. The writer, Neil Simon, and his director, Mike Nichols, they don't seem to feel any urgency with this material. They have nothing to say. I couldn't tell why they felt this movie had to be made. It's basically a film about how a kid goes through basic training, and nothing happens to him that doesn't always happen in the movies. Now, even that would be okay if they cranked up the energy level and went for satire or slapstick or passion or something, but the movie just kind of merrily rolls along to its anticlimax, which has the kid back on the troop train again, still providing that winsome narration. And one thing that bothered me, and the fact that Broderick does narrate this movie, and this is really the director's fault, the narration sounds as if it's being read. It never sounds as if it's being thought up.
I think you're right about the whole energy of the film is just pitched way down. Now, we're coming off of movies like Platoon and Full Metal Jacket, and this movie doesn't realize that we've seen all this stuff, and the world of movies has passed this movie by.
Yes, it has.
This might have worked in 1940, maybe, as a B programmer at the bottom of a double bill. But today, we want something more real. I saw this play on Broadway. It was better because it had better actors in some of the supporting roles. It brings up gay issues that, again, are tired. The world has passed this film by. It's a dead film.
You know, in looking over this movie, I looked up some of Mike Nichols' credits, and I realized, to my shock, that his career has really gone nowhere in recent years. Before 1970, he made 4 great movies, including The Graduate. In the last 18 years, he's made 1, Silkwood, and he's made 3 complete bombs. Now here's another one. What has happened to him as a director? Where's his urgency? Where's his mission? He's just working here as a hired hand. He's just another one of the hacks brought in to direct another Neil Simon screenplay.
Well, I think the word hack is right, at least compared with what I saw in the play. I was very shocked at how dull this film was. Our next film, Johnny Be Good, is hardly worth its namesake rock and roll tune. It's essentially the dim-witted story of an all-star high school football player who is sought after by every college recruiter. Anthony Michael Hall plays the quarterback with the golden arm, except he's everybody's hero except one person. That's the father of the girl he's dating.
Hey, move away from my daughter, Walker.
Tell me you're still pissed off because I brought you home a day late. Don't tell me that. Is that what happened? Huh? What? Who was it? You can't really cover those up at all.
Some of the recruiting bits are funny, but the relationship with the girl, played by Uma Thurman, goes absolutely nowhere you haven't been before, physically or emotionally.
Now that I'm homeless, what do you plan to do with me?
I'm gonna love you. And I'm gonna marry you. And that should take care of about 60 years.
Is that a threat or a promise?
You may recall Anthony Michael Hall from The Breakfast Club and also from 16 Candles, where he played the geek. Now he's playing a hero. That means he did some bodybuilding on Hollywood Boulevard, probably, but he didn't pick a good movie. And what bugs me is that somebody paid probably about $200,000 for this Chuck Berry tune, Johnny Be Good, and a lot of kids are going to get roped in because they can hear that music on the TV set, you know, with a 30-second commercial. But if the picture sells tickets with the title tune, it's going to promise a good time. But somebody forgot to deliver a script, which is surprising because the writers who created this little film did another little film called Revenge of the Nerds, which was very good. By comparison, this script appears to have been written by nerds. There is nothing. We talked about an absence of things in the last film. There's even less here.
This is a black hole here.
Yes.
This is a complete void. I was attracted also to the screenplay by its lack of wit, by its lack of attention. This movie plays to me like documentary evidence in favor of the argument for rewriting screenplays. This movie, I would bet you, it's the first draft because all of the obligatory scenes are there. I mean, we know that we're going to have the big game. We know we're going to have the recruiters all gathering around the car. We know there's going to probably go off to some big southern school where all the cheerleaders try to kiss him. But there's not a single moment where we get any real comic invention, where the characters are made three-dimensional, where we can believe that anybody in this movie is real, where anything catches us off guard. It's just like an outline for a movie. It hasn't been written.
Well, how about the lack of romance?
You're right.
I mean, you ought to be able to do something sexy with a couple of teenagers. Nothing here. I'll tell you, there are 3 names on this script. I think it may have been rewritten at least once, which is even more shocking. We've said this before. The biggest flaw, I think, in Hollywood right now, they don't know how to write.
Well, considering these guys wrote Revenge of the Nerds, they probably got a big bundle for writing this script, and for that kind of money, somebody should have said, hey, come on, guys, give us a revision. This is just junk. When we come back, Alan Alda and Ann Margaret get divorced and try to start again with a new life.
I don't think it's any of your business if I live with a guy named Dopey or Sneezy.
You living with him?
Almond Delight cereal tastes so good, people can't wait till morning.
I couldn't sleep at all last night, thinking about Almond Delight. All those crunchy almonds in each bite, that tastes happy.
right tonight. It tastes too good to wait till morning.
You wouldn't pour ketchup on steak. Why pour it on a burger? Isn't that chuck steak? Try A1 steak sauce. It makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers. So don't cover it. Discover it with A1.
These vegetables were the first to go nationwide with a no salt added line. These were not. These are chosen by Del Monte for their consistent quality. These are not. Does your family deserve anything less? Del Monte, we grow quality.
Are you playing solitaire with your love life? How would you like to meet someone like this or this? Take the chance out of meeting somebody. Right now, dial the Love Line, 9764-LOVE, Philly's fun and exciting young adult party line. Make new friends, exchange phone numbers, or just listen in. Call now, the Love Line, only 49 cents per minute, 9764-LOVE. Call now.
You know, I'm tired of the single scene. Bars, health clubs. I even joined a cooking school. So one night I was watching TV and I saw this commercial for Party Line, for adults. So I gave it a try. I've tried everything else. But the first time I only listened. Or that's what I planned. After a while, though, I started talking. And you know what? I met someone.
Philadelphia's 24-hour Party Line. Don't you think it's time you called?
Our next movie is named A New Life, and it's sort of like that first film that Alan Alda directed called The Four Seasons. This also is a movie about personal and emotional upheavals in the lives of some fairly typical middle-class Americans. In this case, Alan Alda is a Wall Street stockbroker, and Anne Margaret as his wife of 25 years, who startles him one day by telling him she wants a divorce. She says the marriage has really been over for years. She has a good line. She says you leave at 7 in the morning and you get home in time for the 11 o'clock news, which you watch. The problem is, once these two people are divorced and single again, they have trouble meeting new people. So they meet for lunch one day, and she suggests an idea.
Okay. They have a party where each woman invites a man, a friend, or somebody they used to be married to, and she introduces him to everybody else.
Like a swap meet?
Anne Margaret does meet somebody at the singles party, a handsome young sculptor who invites her to a show.
Now, I made this for you. It balances.
You thought about me when you made this?
I thought about you when I wasn't making it, too.
Alda has a disastrous time at the party, later has an anxiety attack, goes to a hospital, and meets a woman doctor he falls instantly in love with. She's played by Veronica Hamill.
I'll be at the hospital till 10. And then on Saturday, my best friend has a beach house, and I promised I'd visit.
Well,
Why don't you come along?
no, I don't want to get in the way.
No, it'd be fun.
But Anne Margaret's new lover turns out to be compulsively possessive.
I just want to look at your face. Does this bother you?
Just a little hard reading up in the air like
Oh,
that.
here, just... You're right there. Say better.
That's great.
And Alda's best friend, Hal Linden, tries to talk him out of marriage.
What are you making such a big deal about happiness for? Look at me. I trade all day against guys who would cut my heart out for an eighth. I drink too much, I eat rich food, I make love to women half my age. You think I'm happy? That's the advantage of being shallow.
This is basically one of those movies where we're supposed to recognize aspects of ourselves on the screen, and basically I sometimes did. I sometimes recognized aspects of you, too. The characters don't do anything heroic, but they're supposed to be kind of heroes anyway because they hold up under the strain of day-to-day living in a big city, and sometimes they're even able to rise to an occasion, like when Alda manages to witness a live childbirth after he's gone through all the LeMay's classes and hated them all, but at the big moment he doesn't pass out. The movie contains a lot of laughs that have good satirical observation behind them and some good performances, and I liked it.
I didn't care for it at all. I found Alan Alda not believable at all in the character. He plays these guys. He does have to realize he has a very familiar screen persona as a very good guy. I found it very hard to accept him in this role as a guy who wasn't sensitive to things. He wears a beard, trying to mask, his face on the camera, but I never bought him in this character whatsoever. I saw, actually, the Anne Margaret character was handled far more interesting. Alda surrounds himself with very commonplace TV sitcom problems. he writes a very interesting character for Anne Margaret. A movie I think is only worth watching for the Anne Margaret role.
Well, I think he does some interesting things. So he's stuck with his face. Every movie star is stuck with his face. What he does here, though, he has a little hunch. He's not standing up straight. He's got that permed hair. He looks kind of harried all the time. He's impatient. He doesn't listen to anyone. I thought that was interesting. Were you thinking that he shouldn't even try to do things like that?
No, I think he should try. I think he should do a better job.
But you're telling me that he couldn't succeed because everybody will know it's Anne Margaret anyway.
No.
That it's Alan Alda anyway.
I'm just giving an example of one actor, Anne Margaret, who got into her character. She has a very familiar face. And he, wearing a beard and all that, he couldn't get into character. Some can do it better than others, and they're the better ones. And Anne Margaret is a better actor than Alan Alda.
She is, you know, in movie after movie, she has been so good in recent years. I mean, oftentimes she's not listed as one of the great actresses.
Okay, I compare this with a Gene Hackman film where they had a relationship, and that's tons better.
Well, that was a better movie. Coming up next, the Milagro Beanfield War. Robert Redford's first directing job since his Oscar winner, Ordinary People.
I'm warning you people. Don't try to interfere.
Maybe we shouldn't push this.
Have you ever dreamed that you were the only man on an island of beautiful girls? Or that you were a famous rock and roll star with screaming female fans all over you? Dial 976-MEET and have an all-live conversation with up to 8 people at the same time. Only $1 per minute. Talk with people who dream like you do.
1 year's free financing. It's just the beginning of Spectrum Carpet's Super Carpet Sale. The only sale that gives you 1 year's free financing, plus free padding, plus free installation, all for the price of the carpet. Super. Choose from name brand Saxonies, plushes, cut loops, and sculptures, all specially sale priced. And when you buy the carpet, you get 1 year's free financing, plus free padding, plus free installation, all for one super low sale price. It's Spectrum Carpet's Super Carpet Sale. It's for a limited time only. Hurry.
The American Pants Company believes it is in the national interest to lower our prices.
Running sets by Puma and Todd One are reduced to just $39.99 a pair.
Right now, the American Pants Company has pulled down prices in many departments.
Acid wash jeans for Jordache Sergio and Bill Blass now starting from just $29.99.
Yes, let's look at the facts. Even our pants are down.
Kids, could you please go down to the freezer and bring up some Vandy Camps for dinner?
Sure, Mom.
Vandy Camp's fish. They taste fresh because they're frozen fresh. Then they're dipped in crispy breadcrumbs or golden egg batter for a taste your family will love.
For dinner?
Once they catch
Henry,
them.
of course you're welcome. Kids, could you go down to the freezer and grab some more?
Vandy Camps, the freshest ideas in frozen fish. Now, try our crispy new microwave fish sticks and fillets.
Our next film is called The Milagro Beanfield War, the second film directed by Robert Redford. He won an Oscar for directing and for producing his first picture, the drama Ordinary People, back in 1980. This time, Redford has picked another social issue, ecology, but given a much lighter, often whimsical treatment, despite the film's ominous name, The Milagro Beanfield War. I expected a heavy-duty shoot-'em-up. It turns out to be a very gentle war between real estate developers and poor people living in a small, parched New Mexico town. Trouble begins when one of the Chicanos decides to grow beans on his dry land using water that belongs to the land company. The mayor and the sheriff, they don't want any trouble.
Have you heard yet? You gonna be on the Price is Right? Joe Mondragon is cutting water into his dad's old field over on the west side. Why would he want to do something like that for?
There's also tension within the farmer's family. His wife is worried.
Bueno. My husband wants to go off and get himself shot without giving his wife a chance to worry.
Pues muy bien. It's my bean field, Nancy.
It's not your water.
Hold on, there's more. Helping the story, including an activist woman who smacks of the 60s, played by Sonia Braga, who wants to convince the town's newspaper editor to take up the farmer's cause by running an article she's written.
Well, this one will get us both sued for libel.
Say, since you're a lawyer, why don't you go and talk to the people? Give them an idea, an explanation, what's going to be happening in this valley.
Talk to the people? No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Well, it's very hard to get people to agree on anything in this town. First there'd be an argument, then there'd be a fight.
Okay.
Hold on, there's more. Helping the bad guys is a corrupt state police agent, Christopher Walken, who tries to destroy the farm owner's bean field. And there's a film's fanciful touch supplied by an old man who talks to angels and even to a visiting sociologist from New York. The old man is confident the spirits will resolve the conflict.
He's a saint.
Yeah, I know, but what, I mean, what?
No. You have to put out for him a nice meal, some tamales, salsa, maybe a little beer. And then you talk to him and ask him for help.
Well, now, you have seen quite an assortment of characters, enough for 2 movies, and that's one of the pleasures, but also one of the problems with this movie. It's just too much. They hit, they miss. The farmer works, I think. The activist woman is a cartoon. The old man is whimsical. The developers are cartoons. The result is we never take the conflict seriously. We simply notice the awfully beautiful scenery, a few of the film's sweet moments, and endure the rest of what is a jumbled, overstuffed little story.
Well, I defend the woman, the Sonia Braga character. I thought that was the most important and interesting character in the movie. I think the character who doesn't work is the Christopher Walken character, the state police agent, because when he goes up in the hills and tries to shoot the poor guy, suddenly things become a great deal more ominous and serious than they've been before. I think the movie works best when it is giving a sense of this community, the people who have traditions. They're torn between wanting a job with this new development that's coming in, but not wanting to lose the land.
I know,
that's been
but
in
you
their
know,
family.
that whole angle isn't really explored. The fact that obviously somebody should be trying to make a deal and really get involved with, you know, working out some situation with this thing. In other words, it's just an open book, bad land company, good peasants, and
I think that's what it isn't, is a bad and good. I think that, for example, the town meeting is interesting in all of its ambiguity, and the people can't get together. They can't even elect a chairman. They don't know what they want. And in a way, the movie is kind of an elegy to this passing of one life and the confusion that faces the next life. However, I am not going to give the movie thumbs up because I do agree with you that it is just a little bit too confusing and jumbled, too many things going off in different directions. I just think your criticisms are wrong.
Yeah, except my criticism about the movie, which you agree with. Coming up next, the movie about twins, one of them brain-injured, and their special relationship. Tom Hulse and Ray Liotta star in Dominick and Eugene.
Try to remember to eat with your mouth closed. Sometimes it's hard to breathe without my mouth.
Feeling good about yourself, feeling carefree. So much flavor in a sugarless gum. It's a feeling carefree.
Carefree gum has so much flavor, there's no other gum for me.
Northern bathroom tissue has a special kind of softness because it's quilted. And you can feel the difference quilting makes. Northern, quilted for a special kind of softness.
I don't lie or steal. And I'm Dick Tracy.
Lorimar Motion Pictures presents
You're dead, big sucker. Don't you make a move.
a big, bad comedy.
Yeah, we are bad. We are bad. We are so bad.
Big Shots.
Bless your hearts.
Amen, brother.
Rated PG-13.
Now available on video cassette from Lorimar Home Video.
Good morning, Miss Perry's office. No, she's not in yet.
Miss Perry is late for work again.
Good morning, Miss Brown's office. Yes, I'll put you right through.
Ms. Brown is doing business thanks to 976 Wake. By calling 976 WAKE from her touch-tone phone, Ms. Brown can get a hotel-style wake-up call anytime she wants.
Good morning, Miss Perry's office. I'm sorry, she's still not in.
Call 976 Wake, the reliable reminder. $2 per call. Calls return anywhere in Pennsylvania.
Next. Sorry. This Easter, lots of bunnies are trying to be the Cadbury bunny. But there's only one Cadbury bunny, and he brings the 2 candies perfect for Easter. Cadbury's mini eggs with their sugar shell and milk chocolate inside, and Cadbury's cream eggs with their chocolate shell and creamy filling. Which is why no bunny knows Easter better than him.
Our next movie is named Dominick and Eugene, and it's a movie that you kind of have to let grow on you. It grew on me. I started out thinking it was going to be some kind of cornball movie of the week about how a brain-damaged garbage man was putting his smarter twin brother through medical school. But, you know, before long, the performances in this movie became so effective that I forgot all about movies of the week, and I was simply wound up in this story. Tom Hulse plays Dominick, and Ray Liotta is the brother who tells him once again in this scene the old family history.
You were born first. And 12 minutes later, I was born. You're the big brother. And
machinery.
They have a very special relationship, but Hulse's partner on the garbage truck tries to make him suspicious of his brother's motives.
I'm telling you, Nick, the writing's on the wall. What wall? Two's company, three's the crowd. You put him through medical school, he's dumping you like a rock. Huh? Don't be dumb, Nick.
Jamie Lee Curtis is a fellow medical student that Eugene brings home to witness the brothers' freewheeling lifestyle.
I found this core down at Hudson Street. They throw a lot of electrical stuff away down there. Don't touch it! Don't touch that!
Are you all right?
Yeah.
This is not simply a slice of life story. It eventually moves into very dramatic territory when Dominick witnesses a young friend of his being beaten up by the friend's father, and the sight awakens some of his own old memories. This is a movie that just grows more and more powerful as it goes along. First, the actors overcome our initial resistance to the story, and then the director, Robert Young, is very subtle in the way he turns up the heat and brings the story to a very emotional conclusion. Dominick and Eugene doesn't sound like the kind of movie you'd want to see until you've seen it.
I agree with you that I wasn't exactly looking forward to it as it started to play out because of the same thing you said, movie of the week material, you're just going to pity the guy. I had a problem with the film, though. First of all, the good part. Ray Liotta as the older brother. I think this is a guy who was in Something Wild and played a villain, and played it beautifully. Here he is playing a completely different character, far brighter, much more involved with both a woman and his brother. It's a fascinating role. He's equal to it. Ray Liotta is an actor that we're going to be hearing a lot about. He's very good. Tom Hulse, who played Amadeus so well, the title role in Amadeus so well, I think makes some awkward choices here. I found his character, the brain-damaged brother, just a little too cloying, a little bit too obvious for me, and that pushed me away from the screen. So on margin, it's the best of the movies that we talked about this week, I think, but I can't go for it. But Ray Liotta, he impresses me.
Well, now, I agree with Ray Liotta, with your assessment of him. I think he's a very good actor. I think Tom Hulse made the right choices. I think that, essentially, he's a little childlike.
I know that.
He's innocent. Of course you know that, but that's not a wrong choice.
Yeah.
The thing is, it took a lot of courage for him to allow himself to be seen so exposed in this movie, so emotionally vulnerable, so goofy, if you will. A lot of actors wouldn't have had the nerve to appear that way. They would have tried to pull back and protect themselves a little bit, and I think that really he gets points for what he did in this movie.
I think I just disagree with you. I think that the choices he made were pretty obvious. I think those are the ones that most actors would make, and again, more TV week material. But it's an interesting film, if only for Ray Liotta's performance.
Now let's take another look at the movies we reviewed this week. We agreed on 2 thumbs down for Biloxi Blues, the limp and listless Neil Simon comedy starring Matthew Broderick. Even worse, our next movie, Johnny Be Good. It's bad, real bad. The screenplay reads like it was phoned in with a bad connection. We had a split decision on A New Life with Anne Margaret and Ellen Alda. I liked it more than Gene did, but we both admired Anne Margaret. 2 thumbs down for Robert Redford's The Milagro Beanfield War. It had a lot of good qualities, but it was too unfocused. And finally, a split decision on Dominick and Eugene with a particular disagreement on the Tom Hulse performance that I admired, but Gene did not.
And a particular agreement on the performance by Ray Liotta. Of all the 5, that's the one that if I had to see one again, that's the only one that I want to see.
Dominick and Eugene, and I also like The New Life.
Yeah, you're too easy this week. That's it for this week. Next week we'll review more new movies, including Michael J. Fox and Diane Wiest in Bright Lights, Big City, and Michael Keaton in the comedy Beetlejuice. That's next week. And until then, the balcony is closed.
Weeknights at 11, your body is tired, but your mind is alert. So you're not just getting ready for bed, you're getting ready for tomorrow. That's why you're watching Channel 10 News. It's the last word on what's happened, and the first word on your tomorrow. Larry Kane, Alan Frio, Al Meltzer, and Herb Clark. Channel 10 News at 11. The way it is.
Let's call the party line.
Yeah, it's wild. I love it.
I talk to interesting people all the time.
People I talk to on the party line, they're a lot of fun.
You know, sometimes I just listen and nobody ever knows. Call 976-0300. It's the only real party in town.
Looking for stereo? Come to Barracks Trading Post. Barracks Trading Post is not your ordinary audio store. They buy manufacturers' closeouts, bankruptcies, and overruns by the truckload to offer you savings up to 70%. They buy, sell, and trade brand name new and used video and audio equipment. And they cater to DJs with the latest disco equipment. For hi-fi audio components, car stereo, and a store full of speakers, it's Barracks Trading Post, Route 38 Mapleshade, Route 130 Bordentown, and Route 1 New Brunswick.
Find out what's happening on Philly's 2 newest party lines.
This is Bob.
Bob?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Bob?
Oh, I'm calling you from my yacht in Malibu. We're just cruising out, yeah, having some caviar, just kicking back, just popped a couple bottles of champagne. There goes another one.
There goes another one. Wow, that sounds pretty fun. Are you having a lot of fun out there?
Oh, we're having the kill time of our lives.
Oh, that's really neat.
We're having like a big party going. Can you hear the noise? Can you hear it?
Calls are 69 cents per minute.
Enter the world of Entertainment Tonight, weeknights at 7:30